Hi guys, it's Afeera from Greenway-Chaplin Community Center's Girls Club. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a few origami things. I'm going to start off with this bookmark. So today we are going to be making a little bookmark. I have made it in a bigger size so it's easier for you guys to see. It looks a little funky. I've drawn mine in a tie-dye pattern, but we're going to start off with a piece of paper. And what you're going to do is you're going to take this paper and fold it into a square. Just make sure all your lines are really nice and crisp so that you can keep it like this. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut this extra square off. Just take your scissors, be careful while you're doing this, and just snip it off. Okay, now that you have a square, what you're going to do is make sure that the open pieces are at the top, and you're going to take this corner and bring it to the top open piece. And you're just gonna fold it, make sure the lines are really nice, press on them a few times. So you're gonna have something like this with the open ends at the top. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I made sure all my points are connected, and now I'm just gonna press down on these sides. Okay, so now I have a shape like this with all the points pointing up. Now what I'm gonna do is open this back into a triangle. So I have this shape here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take only one piece of the front, and I'm going to match the corner of this paper to the bottom right here, if you guys can see that. So it's gonna be like this, and I'm just gonna press on those lines to make sure it stays folded, just like this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take one side and I'm gonna fold it up, and now I'm going to fold it inside this piece. So just like that. And just to show you a bit better, I had it like this, and now I'm just going to fold it inside so it stays like this. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to bring it up and then fold it inside like this. Make sure you press on the lines really well, and then you have a bookmark. So now, here, I'll just take a piece of paper. If this is your book, you just put your bookmark in the corner and you'll remember what page you were on. So you can decorate your bookmark however you want. You can put eyes on it, you can put little ears on it, color it in, maybe write something cool. You can even decorate the back with your name. I decided to put eyes on it and make it a little tie-dye. So this was our first origami bookmark. Okay guys, so the next thing we're going to be making is this little origami dog. How cute. What you're going to want to start off with is a piece of paper that you're going to fold in half. Make sure all your corners are lined up, and then you just want to fold it really nicely like this. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to cut along the fold with your scissors. Being careful to keep your fingers away. We're just going to cut, and all you need is this one side of the paper. What we're gonna do is the same thing we did with the bookmark. We're going to take this corner and fold it along from here so that it creates a triangle. We want this point to be lined up. So see how we have a triangle, and we're gonna cut this extra rectangle off. So I'm just gonna do that. It's okay if your lines aren't too straight. It doesn't really matter too much. Now we have a perfect square. What we're gonna do is, since we already have one line going diagonal, we're gonna do another line going diagonal. So since we already have one line going diagonal, we're gonna go another line diagonally. So we're just gonna take this corner and make it meet this corner. Just like that. We're gonna fold our paper, make sure it's really folded. Okay, now we're gonna just open it back up. So do you see how there's an X? What we're gonna do is we're gonna pick a corner and like this one, and we're going to bring this point to this middle. So do you see how that worked? Just gonna hold it to make sure the point, we're gonna fold this paper. Just like that. Now we're gonna do the same thing with the rest of the 3 corners. Just making sure they line up. So do you see how this point is pointy and these lines match up? Just gonna fold it. Make sure you go over it a few times, and let me just do that with the other 2 sides and show you how it will look. There we go. So now all 4 pieces are, it's like a little square with a bunch of triangles inside. What now I'm going to do is I'm going to take any corner like this one, and I'm going to take this point and bring it to this middle. Like that. Just fold it so it looks like this, and you're just gonna fold this in. So it's kind of like that. Now you want to take the opposite corner, bring it out, fold it. So you're gonna turn it, the paper around, and you're going to fold this triangle. It doesn't really matter how much, you just don't want to do halfway. You want to do more than halfway. So this point comes lower than the fold. And you're just gonna press down on that. And then you're gonna bring this back so it looks like this. Can you see that? Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold this whole thing in half. And this should be pretty easy because we already have these folds that we made when we made the cross. So I'm just gonna fold this. In half. Make sure all of your corners are really nicely done. You don't want to be too rushed or you're gonna rip your paper. Okay. See how it looks now. We have a little point here, but everything else is a square. So now what we're gonna do is you're gonna take this side and bring the inside triangle out. So it looks like this. This side is folded, this side is not. What you wanna do is you're gonna take this and fold it diagonally this way, from this to this. So I know it sounds a little weird, I'll show you. So make sure this corner is a point, and then make sure it's also a point at the top. And it kind of looks like this. It looks a little crazy, but it looks like this. The other side. So there's a line going across that. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna leave it like this, and you're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So I'm just gonna bring the inside triangle out, and I'm going to make a diagonal fold. from this point to the top point. And we're just going to make sure the fold is really nice. And bring this part back down. Some of the corners can be a little difficult because there could be a lot of paper folding, so just be patient. Yeah. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take any marker, and I am just going to draw a little eye right there, and then you're going to color in the tip over here. It's your little dog. You can maybe color in his ears if you want. Do the same on the other side. So I'm just going to draw an eye, color in the nose, and color in the ear. What's great about your origami dog is it actually can stand on its own. So I made this one earlier. Now we have two. I know they look a little weird from the front, but you can always put them up like this. See, it stands. It's very cute. So for our next craft, we will be making an origami heart. What you're gonna need is actually the leftover paper from the origami dog, and what you're gonna do is the same thing. You're gonna make a diagonal so that we can make a square. So you're just gonna make sure that this point lines up, fold it so it stays really nice. So we're just gonna fold it, and we're gonna cut this off. Being careful and making sure we can try to do it as straight as possible. Now we have a square. Now we're going to do the same thing as the dog one. We're going to fold it again on the other side so we can have another diagonal. Yep. Now you're going to open it up and have a cross. What you're going to want to do is pick any one side and fold this point into the middle. Like this, so they're touching, and just fold this really nicely. So it looks like this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the opposite corner, this point, and we're going to bring it all the way to this top, like this. And we're just gonna fold it to make sure the line stays like this. So you have kind of this shape. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this side, you're gonna fold it up so it lines up with the middle line. So like this. Make sure this point is pretty pointy, it's all lined up. All the corners are lined up. We're gonna do the same thing with this side. Bring it up and make sure it lines up well. Okay, so it will look like this. Now what you want to do is actually flip the heart over. I know it already kind of looks like a heart, but we're going to make it even better. We're going to flip it over, and what we're going to do is fold these into from this point to where this line is. I'm just going to fold that like this. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. So it looks like this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fold these two corners in just a little bit, like that and like that. Just make sure they're all nice and straight. Now you're gonna flip your heart over and now you have a heart. So it'll look like a heart, and the great thing is that if you just make sure that you press on the folds really well, and it should stay put like this, and you can do anything you want. You can decorate it, you can write your name on it. You can also use this as a bookmark if you want. Just put it into your book because it's pretty flat and it'll work pretty well. So yeah, this was our origami heart. And that wraps up our Girls Club Origami Day. Today we learned how to make a bookmark, an origami dog, and an origami heart. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it was easy for you to follow along and you guys were able to make your own versions of all these crafts. And remember to come to Girls Club next Monday at 4 o'clock.